Hey there, and welcome back to Adulting with Adam. We're cooking again. In this episode, I pissed off my dog already. In this episode, we're making a brined chicken breast with a garlic, lemon, herb, butter, porter. Porter, shut up. It's fine. It's just me, dude. I know. Ugh. All right. In this episode, we're gonna make some. In this episode, we're gonna make a brined oven roasted chicken breast with a garlic, lemon, butter stuff on it, and that's gonna go with some smashed red potatoes and charred asparagus. So strap in. Here's what you're gonna need. Despite having a lot of components to this dish, it doesn't actually have that many ingredients. So obviously, you're going to need a boneless, skinless chicken breast, some fresh garlic, a lemon. You will need asparagus, small red or fingerling potatoes. You gotta wash these and scrub them because the skins are staying on and potatoes grow in the dirt. So unless you want to eat dirt, wash those taters. Olive oil, unsalted butter, garlic powder, black pepper. You may need fancy salt, but you'll definitely need regular salt. And you're gonna want a little fresh parmesan. You're gonna need some fresh herbs. So what we've got here is fresh tarragon. This is Italian parsley, sometimes called flat leaf parsley, and then we've got some fresh chives. Oh, you'll also need some tools. So you're going to need a small mixing bowl. You're gonna need a pretty large mixing bowl with some lukewarm water in it. You'll want a good sized pan and a pretty big pot of water. The first thing you wanna do is get your oven preheated to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. You'll notice that my oven is set to 425. That's because I have what's called a convection oven, which means that I have a fan in there that spins and blows all the heated air around evenly rather than just coming from the heating elements of the oven itself. When you have a convection oven, the general rule of thumb is that your temperatures should be about 25 degrees lower than they are listed for recipes involving a standard conventional oven. If you don't have a convection oven, then set your temperature to 450. If you do have a convection oven and you've got a fan in it that blows air around, 425. Okay, we want to get this chicken brining right away because that process takes between 15 and 18 minutes, which should provide enough time for us to prep the rest of our ingredients. If we are quick and efficient, which there's no way I'll be because I'm making a video while I do this, but there's hope for you. First thing you want to do, get your whisk, get a bowl of water, get some salt, and you just want to get this open. There we go. And a pretty decent amount of salt in the water. You're kind of trying to approximate the salinity of the ocean, hence the term brine. And just whisk it around, try to get it dissolved. I'd say that's probably good. Take your tongs and just in goes the chicken breast. And it just kind of, chills out there. So the chicken is brining. The next thing we want to do is snap our asparagus. What is that? What does that mean? It seems fine, right? It's not fine. You gotta snap the asparagus. The asparagus, the bottom of it is not really the best food, so it's gotta come off. Well, how do you do that? There's a trick. If there's a natural spot where it's gonna wanna break. So you just kind of lightly hold from about here and about here, and you just put a little pressure, and you see it broke right where it wanted to. You just do that to all of them. And there you go, see? Breaks right where it wants to break. And the reason you do it this way is because asparagus is really good and you want as much as you can get. So you let it break where it wants to break. That way you get rid of all the stuff that you wouldn't want to eat while keeping all of the stuff that you would. That one I already did. This one I still need to do. Did I do this one? That feels dry. Yep, there we go. Yeah, we're good. All right, next we want to chop up our herbs. So hone your blade. You want to cut your chives, lay them out like this. Your first slice is not food. That goes away. The rest is food. You're gonna want a decent amount of these. Oh, sorry, I'm totally covering up what I'm doing. There we go. So that amount I had there is probably good for you guys following along at home. Those brave souls. Stick these in a little ramekin. Join your brethren in my little bowl. Yeah, why not? Why not? Chives are good, man. You want them on there. Get you. Yup. There we go. Chives. Next, the parsley. I'm going to de-stem this parsley, which ain't no big deal. You can get a rhythm going. Just pull the leaves off, discard the stems, like so. You don't have to be, you know, precious about it. You can just kind of like that. See this? Like this is fine. You don't have to worry about that. But you just don't want like the whole long stems that hold the whole plant together in there. Now this needs chopped up, so we shall. And I don't know, I'm sure there are kitchen experts that are much better at this than me, but I kind of just like gently wad it all up so I can get at it with a knife. And then just kind of, and you're just letting the knife do the work. You know, you don't want to like saw at anything. You can, yeah, a little forward movement. And you'll notice there's this rounded edge on this knife here too. And in my slow, ungainly way, I have just chopped up my Italian parsley, which pleases me. What did I say this was? Tarragon? Fresh tarragon. This stuff looks like a pain in the ass. I think probably the first thing we want to do, we definitely don't want the stems from this stuff because it's really like sticky. Not sticky, but like it's very much like a stick. So I'm going to de-stem this too. They make little tools that do this job. Like you pull the fresh herb through this like little measuring cup thing with holes on it that are different diameters. And I guess they pull all the good stuff off the stems. And I used to have some of those around here. And honestly, like I'm not even looking for them to see if they're still here because I always hated that stupid thing. It never really worked the way it was supposed to. I may have found a shortcut. Take a stick of it, grab it by the top. You'll notice the leaves are all kind of growing in this direction. If you hold it from up here and sort of bring your fingers down, oh, look at that, all comes off. So now I guess I'll, chop this up too. Probably more than I need, but it's better to have more than you need than need more than you have. That can share space back on this plate too. Our herbs are chopped. I did notice as I was washing these potatoes that a few of them had a couple of little wonky bits on them, parts where they tried to grow more potatoes. I mean, it wouldn't hurt you to eat that stuff, but it's a texture thing. I don't think that's really desirable. You don't want to cut off too much. I don't get too overzealous about it. You know, a little nub here and there is fine, because you really want as much of the skin on these puppies as you can leave. That one's okay. This one's okay. Maybe the rest of them are good. Oh, wait, no, I'll lose this part right here. Oh, yeah, this one's got a weird butt. We're gonna cut that off. All right, back in the bowl. Okay, now we're gonna smush our garlic, which if you've watched me before, you know this routine by now. Cut off the butts. Cut these in half. Get ready, and your garlic smusher. And smush. Scrape off your nubs, get that stuff on the back. If you don't have a garlic press like this, go get one. It's the best kind there is. Easiest to use, easiest to clean, and the least wasteful. Okay. All right, maybe I don't need those last 3 little chunks. Next, we're going to put together the rest of the ingredients for the lemon garlic butter that goes on the chicken. First things you're gonna want is about a tablespoon of butter, which if you don't know is about that much, about like that. We're gonna melt this, and it's gonna go in the bowl with the garlic. We're also gonna need black pepper, and don't be shy about the black pepper. Sea salt. That's probably good. Don't want it too salty. I have a tendency to make things too salty. Get your lemon. We need this for 2 different components of this dish. I hope you have a microplane. What is a microplane? It's like a long, very, very fine cheese grater, almost. If you don't have one of these, it's okay. In fact, if you don't want to buy a lemon and you just want to use lemon juice from the bottle you buy at the grocery store, that's okay too. But I think it's going to be better this way. First thing, we want some zest from the lemon. That's what the microplane is for. So all you do is you just take that and you want to go this way, set it over your bowl, and all we do to get lemon zest is just very lightly run the skin of the lemon, which I hope you washed, over the microplane. Basically, just that outer shiny layer of the peel of the lemon is zest. So you can see I didn't add a ton, but there's some in there. And then we're just gonna cut this baby in half, like so. You don't want the seeds in there. You can just use your knife to kind of flick those out, set them aside. A warning, they hide. And even if you buy a lemon from the store that says it's seedless, the odds of it having seeds in it are still pretty good. See, I see one more seed. Yeah, see, he was buried. He was buried in there. Any more? No, I think we're good. But I am gonna kind of go through and score each of these segments because I want the juice from this thing. Squeeze it into the bowl for your... I hesitate to call this a marinade because it's actually more, and it's not really a sauce either. It's basically just stuff we're gonna brush on the chicken right before it goes in the oven, and it's just gonna cook in it and flavor it. So, you know, call it whatever you want, but that's what it is. And that's what it's for. All right, what we gotta do now is we gotta get this water boiling, boil some potatoes, and we need to sear some chicken breast. So we'll get the pot heated up to high, all the way high. And we'll probably go, we'll go a solid medium high on this too. Get a little olive oil in that stainless steel, kind of let it coat. Get a little salt in the water for the potatoes. I'm sure that's plenty. What I'm doing now is just putting a little olive oil on a baking sheet for the potatoes. So I don't want them to stick. This is plenty hot. We're gonna turn the heat on this down just a little bit. So I already know, as soon as the chicken hits that, I'm gonna have hot oil go whoosh all over the place. Yeah, it's smoking. This got too hot. This got too hot while I was jabbering. I was running my fucking mouth, and the oil got too hot. Oh God. If I'm not careful, it's gonna set off the smoke alarm. And then Porter's gonna lose his shit. And this wire is because I don't have a wireless lavalier mic. Okay. This is going in. Let's put that back on the heat now. I really just want that to sit there until it no longer sticks. It's just gonna make a mess. It's gonna spit oil all over my my cooktop and my island, and there's just only so many fucks I can give. Shouldn't take long. Yeah, see, that's released. Well, no, that's not ready. Yeah, that's not exactly a good sear. It's like slightly browned. I may have to drop it back on that side. Oh, you know what? I'm changing my mind a little bit. Here's what we're gonna do. This stuff is going in here with this. Yeah, because we're gonna baste this bad boy. Yeah, it's no longer a sear. I changed my mind midstream. So now we want the heat lower, because I'm an idiot. Yeah, dude. Oh yeah, get it back on this side. I'm gonna call that good for now. I'm gonna take this out, just like that. Turn the heat off on that. Get all this goodness out of here, and just let that live on the chicken. All right, our water is finally boiling, so I'm gonna bring the heat down just a little bit, and we'll add, very carefully, add the potatoes. And in they go. Yeah, good, we didn't lose our boil. It's coming back. Okay, so I'm just gonna let those boil for, you know, maybe 5 minutes and check them and just see where they stand. I just wanna get them to where they're kind of like, where they're smushable, basically, because once they're done in here, they're gonna go right there on that baking sheet, and I'm gonna take a potato masher and I'm just gonna, you know, put some pressure on them and smush them flat. So I tested these and I think they're done, and I just drained them out into this strainer, but just so you can see, this is about the consistency that you want. So you take a fork, it should just like easily kind of go in, not mushy, but it shouldn't take a ton of pressure to get the fork through the potato. You see how it's kind of like breaking apart a little bit? That is about perfect. All right, these are still hot as hell, but I don't want this to take all night. I'm hungry, so I'm gonna get to work. And I'll take my potato masher, which needs straightened. There we go. And just kind of, whoo, yeah, exactly like that. I didn't expect it to be quite so abrupt, but that is perfect. So we'll scooch that to the side and we'll do it with this little one. Yes, indeed. Oh my. Well, this is working out quite well. Let go. Yeah. Okay, now it seems to want to stick. Oh, I just kind of crushed that one. You wanna let go? Okay, they're just sort of busting up. Let go. Let's speed this up. Maybe I'm smushing too much. Maybe I'm pushing too hard. Maybe I didn't let these potatoes cook long enough. I don't know. Any number of things could be doing this. I'm no scientist. I'm just hungry. Oh God. Huh, okay. Yeah, all right. That's not bad. Let's get them spaced out a little, like so. Now, we want to liberally oil them. So rather than try to brush it, I'm just gonna kind of hit each one with the olive oil like this. This one doesn't have enough. Blah, 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 blah. All right, that's gotta be plenty of oil. Now, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and our chives. They're all going on here. I gotta be careful with this because I don't want to add too much. Oh God, that's a lot. Did I already hit this one? Well, it's gonna be garlicky. Oh fuck. We're gonna call that enough garlic powder. Potatoes like salt, so you know, don't be afraid. Salt them up good. And black pepper. Now we add our chives. We're gonna use them all. And I think when I serve this puppy, I may get in there with a little sour cream, because why not? So these are ready to go into the oven. And here we go. We're gonna put this on, I guess we'll put it on the top rack. Just like that. These go for 20 minutes. The chicken, I'm gonna give it about 10. So I'm gonna set this for 5. And that'll give me a window to start temping the chicken to make sure that it's actually done. Okay, that's 5 minutes. Turn the timer off. Add our chicken to that bottom rack. Holy shit, get our glasses steamed the fuck up. And kitchen timer for 10 minutes. And we'll check everything then. How are we doing over here? Set that there. Hopefully more or less in frame. Kind of like that. And we'll take our meat thermometer. Get our tongs back. Flip this bad boy around. And just temp him. See where it's at. Probably not done. What we want is to hit about 170 degrees. We're about 110, maybe gonna finish off at 120. So this puppy's gotta go back in the oven. Move the potatoes to that second rack. Chicken now goes on the top rack, and 65 degrees to go. The potatoes are not burned yet. In fact, they're still just cooking up nice. So how about, let's say 6 minutes. Our timer's going off. It's been 6 minutes. Oh God, just blasted in the face again. And we're gonna temp this thing again. It's definitely looking more done than it was last time. So let us see where we are. Remember, we want about 170. And you wanna get the meat thermometer like way in there. And you kinda don't want it touching the edge. Might actually make it to 155 if I left it in there, but I'd rather leave it in the oven and let it finish cooking instead. Chicken back in. About another 4 minutes. We're gonna call this stuff done. Yep. Okay, oven's off. Stand back. Let's not get blasted in the face this time. Potatoes can come out. We'll take a look at those in a second. They're gonna sit right there to chill out while we deal with the chicken, which is going to rest right here on that plate. Loosely tent with foil. And let it rest like that for 10 minutes. Yeah, we'll actually go medium-high. Let that get real fucking hot. And I'll just stand here and drink beer while we wait. Oh, Shiner Bock. It's all right. I mean, there's worse. There's definitely worse. I'm sure it's an adjunct lager. I'm sure it's rice as fuck in here. I have pretty good taste in beer, but I don't always need good beer to enjoy the taste. I found this stuff in the pantry that I forgot I had, and it's just olive oil, but it's infused with herb de Provence and herbs of the Provence. And ooh, we're smoking. That's got to be good. Anyway, let's get to it. So now I just be patient. I must be patient. How are we looking? Not yet. Too soon. Don't rush. Need to try not to melt my microphone cord, which I'm sure is in the shot really badly. Don't want to overdo it. You like a nice al dente on some asparagus. Overcooked asparagus just shrinks down and is sad. And sad asparagus is a real waste. It's going to be done soon. And when it's done, it's going to be a flurry of activity over here because, oh yeah, oh shit, yeah, look at that. It needs another minute. Uh-oh. Another minute is exactly how long we have. How about that? Dude, is everything going to get done at exactly the same time? That'd be fucking amazing. I'm going to add the oil now. And I'm actually measuring it this time because I don't know how strong this stuff is. That's charred up. It's happily coated in oil. Now, lemon juice. Oh God, that went everywhere. And shake it around. A little more. Oh, seeds came out. Son of a bitch. I thought I got all the seeds. We'll throw in some tarragon. Yeah, I know. And salt and pepper. Oh, God. Whew. Oh. That's burning plastic right there. There. Oh, fuck. Everything's going crazy. Let's turn off that timer. Okay. Holy crap. Holy crap. I was melting my cord to my microphone. We got the plate. Put it here. And we got these. These are happy. Down they go. Oh, I don't know if you can see, but look at them. Aren't those nice? Oh, it looks pretty good. Yeah, that's cooked through beautifully. It's nice and moist. My knife skills are atrocious. Oh, fuck, those are great. Nice. Check it out. See? That's beautiful. Remember the Parmigiano? That goes on everything. Fuck. You take a little bit of that Italian parsley you've been holding back, and that goes over the chicken. Oh, god damn, that is good. That doesn't look too bad. Doesn't look like something you get at a restaurant. Honestly, the chicken breast is too big. There's too many potatoes, and normally the Parmesan would just go on one or two components and not all three. But why would I deny something Parmesan? I don't know, guys. I think we've had another success. Near disaster, but success. I'm gonna eat this now. Hey, and check it out. It's not even 8:30 yet, and I get to eat dinner. I'm getting better, guys. All right, guys, I just want to say one last thing before I go. Try that one. Do yourselves a favor, give that a go, because that worked out so well. It was really fucking good. The chicken, don't be afraid to baste it with that garlic lemon butter while it's still in the pan browning. That worked out fine. It did not overcook. I think our total time on that, if I hadn't kept taking it out and testing it, probably would have come out to about 16 to 18 minutes. The potatoes were like crispy on the outside and like soft and perfect on the inside, beautifully seasoned. Came out really nicely. I did add a little sour cream. I had it in a ramekin and just like would swipe bites through it. It was really good. The asparagus turned out great. It actually did char very nicely in the pan. Regular olive oil would do the trick. The fancy olive oil honestly wasn't necessary. For once, I got to eat while there was still some remnants of daylight outside. Today was a success.